Hello, Fractal Friends. I'm here to drop in to introduce you to Season 3 of Fractal Friends. As you may have noticed, these are crazy times that we're living in, and there's a lot of different ways to look at what's going on. One could look at the present, where across the globe, humanity is struggling. There is political and social upheaval, cultural division, polarization, and a global pandemic. We can see that this present moment is sandwiched between a history of racism and exploitation and oppression on one side, and the other side we're squeezed in by an uncertain future of pending environmental catastrophe and the possibility of economic and civilizational collapse. Another perspective could say that our present is the most amazing and bountiful and exciting time ever to be alive. We could say that we benefit from a history full of care and wisdom and ingenuity, and that we have great reason to be grateful to our ancestors and the scientists and philosophers and spiritual leaders who came before us and worked so hard to give us the gift of living in an interconnected world that is arcing towards justice. And we can know that how we show up now is our gift to future generations. We could remember that we already have the tools and knowledge and wisdom that we need to craft the future that we all want to live in. A future where there is space for all of us to coexist and to not only survive, but to thrive. I believe that both and all of these perspectives are true. We are surrounded by darkness, and we have the heart and the capacity to seek out and bring forward both love and light. The filmmaker Albert Maysles said that tyranny is the deliberate removal of nuance. I propose that we deliberately dive into the nuance. And that is what the new season of Fractal Friends is going to explore. The lineup of upcoming guests for Fractal Friends is amazing. They will offer us perspectives for understanding our interdependence, discovering paths to transformation, while preserving what's best of our past and actively cultivating a new and ancient approaches that can bring us into a sustainable and collaborative future. We are going to talk about the future of work, transcending political divisions, finding lenses to broaden our perspectives, and ways to find deep meaning in the great and the mundane. We're going to talk about how to heal, how to explore, and how to transform both ourselves and the world. I like to say that there is no us versus them. We are all in this together. We are all going to win, or we are all going to lose. And the beautiful truth is that creating the world for all of us is already possible. It won't be easy, and it will require effort from all of us. The core message of Fractal Friends is that we all have a role to play in the whole. Just like leaves on the great tree of life, we are each small and fragile and relatively impermanent and unimportant. But as leaves, we are also the ones who gather the light. We give power to the tree, and we are the ones who decide how this tree grows. The paths that we take are each unique, and they are each permanently recorded in history. And it is all of us, our wiggly, wandering journeys, that make this tree of life into the beautiful thing that it is. One of my roles is to do my small part in showing how we can transform our relationship to conflict. Another way to say that is, I want to show us how we can transform our relationship to how we are in relationship with each other, while also living in and celebrating our diversity. You can learn more about my work at duncanautry.com. In this podcast, my role is to lift up the voices and perspectives of amazing people who are playing their role in the whole. These guests are telling profound truths. They are revealing their personal journeys. They are offering reality-based hope and infusing us with practical optimism, even in the face of heavy, heavy circumstances. And we cannot do this alone. You have a role to play in the whole too. I need your help. There are 3 ways that you can really significantly contribute to this show and the collective thriving of humanity. First, tell people about Fractal Friends. Subscribe to the podcast, spread the word, tell your friends and family that Fractal Friends is here. Another new and important way that you can support Fractal Friends is to go to Patreon. At patreon.com/fractalfriends, you can sign up to make a small financial contribution for each new episode. Just like the leaves on the great tree, your large and small contributions add up and they all have a role to play in the whole. And they can make this podcast into a sustainable, beautiful, and thriving enterprise. The third and maybe most important way that you can support Fractal Friends is to really take in what is being shared here. There are already over 40 episodes of Fractal Friends from over the years. And in them there are stories ranging from the effort to save the wild horses in the western United States to doing ancient psychedelics with tribal peoples in the jungles of Iran. Topics range from the legacy of racism to quantum physics. And we talk about seeing the world from a wide range of perspectives. From seeing the world as a living manifestation of light to sitting on the edge of the pond and watching water bugs eat a dead fish. Guests in the past have included musicians, prisoners, artists, activists, reverends, martial artists, as well as educators and many of my conflict transformation colleagues. Now, never before, you can go to fractalfriends.us where I have organized the episode archives into categories. I encourage you to explore the amazing episodes from over the past 3 years. There, you can find all of those episodes and amazing treasure trove of resources. Again, I encourage you to listen to Fractal Friends and let these voices inspire you and move you. Listen to what they stir in your heart, and then go out and make the changes that you need to make to build a better life for yourself and for the world. So please, tell people about the show. Sign up to make a contribution on Patreon and listen to Fractal Friends. And let's create a better world for all of us together. And whether you're new to Fractal Friends or you've been with me from the beginning, I'm so glad to share this journey with you. The new season of Fractal Friends begins before the beginning of August. So go to fractalfriends.us or go to your favorite podcast app and subscribe now. Thank you so much for listening. And remember, we all have a role to play in the whole. Have a nice day.